I am totally late to the party. I believe all of my other review friends have at least put out a first look, but most of them, as far as I know, have already reviewed some of the bags that are inside this box. These are new bags from AER. And at the moment, you maybe have noticed that I have a couple of unboxings, first impressions on this channel lately. The reason being, there are a couple of things in my life at the moment that don't give me enough time to do proper reviews. And before I'm completely late to the party, I thought, okay, let's do another unboxing and first impression of these new products from AER. And for those of you who are new to this channel, and I do know from my analytics that most of you watching these videos are new to this, maybe consider subscribing. With first impressions, unboxings, and quick looks, or not quick looks, but first impressions and unboxings, I intentionally do not inform myself about the product that I'm checking out so that I have basically the experience as if I would be going into a brick and mortar store, see the product for the very first time, and then check it out. And also this gives me the opportunity to kind of tell you, okay, is something on this product intuitive enough that I actually either find it, B, understand it, or is it completely difficult so that I would need the manual, i.e. going to the product page and kind of checking out, okay, what is this exactly for? That is the reason why I don't know anything about what's inside this box. And more importantly, I don't edit these types of videos so that you can actually experience how I experienced this product for the very first time. So no edits. And I understand some of you, I also hear you, and I totally understand that this is something that you are not used to my channel. My videos have become very long, but I always include chapter markers in the description or in that little timeline underneath the video. Please make use of that before saying, oh, this is too long. I was looking through stuff that I don't really need to be watching. For example, this introduction. There are chapter markers for that. And without further ado, let's take a look what's inside this box. And I honestly am a little bit surprised that this is such a huge box, because I actually was only expecting one bag. Full disclosure, AER sent me these bags for free, but please also check my ethics statement. I always send to the brands, hey, please make sure that you understand this will be my unbiased opinion. Nothing, you cannot kind of influence what I'm saying. And more importantly, I always make sure that brands know I will be nitpicking. And for those of you also who are new to this channel, I like to nitpick on every single negative piece when it comes down to reviews. With first impressions and quick looks, unboxings, maybe not so much, but with reviews I always nitpick, because I feel like even if some of those negatives don't apply to you, they might apply to someone else. And I rather kind of lay out all of the negatives so that you can see, okay, can I live with that? Does that apply to me? Or is that maybe so minuscule that I can kind of work around that, you know? That is why I always kind of tell brands, hey, going to nitpick, you cannot influence my opinion, and obviously you have no say in the video. And more importantly, they also see the video at the same time like you do. So yeah, with that out of the way, let's check this out. Again, I was honestly only anticipating one bag. Maybe this is a huge box. Let's see. Okay, so this is the whole collection. So let's take out all of these first. So one bag, this is the Travel Pack 4 Ultra 28 liter edition. This was actually the one that I'm looking forward to review. Then we have the, this is the City Pack Pro 2 20 liter X-Pac edition. And I do know this is the bag that so many of you are asking in my comment section about. So this could be very interesting. Again, If you're not interested in any of the other bags, please use the chapter markers before commenting that this video is too long. Then we have the Sling Max, and there's this new terminology of the 1.5 travel bag configuration, where people can use a carry-on and a sling bag. Honestly, to me, this has been a configuration that was always pretty much known to me, because I'm really an advocate for sling bags. But this terminology has been coming up lately, and people are traveling with a 1.5 edition travel bag and then a sling bag. So this could be the one. And then we have the Sling 4, also maybe a sling that you could utilize in the 1.5 configuration. So let's take the box out of the way and let's start with the backpacks first. Let's start with the one that probably many of you are anticipating a lot. So this is the CityPack Pro 2 20-liter X-Pac edition. There is the bigger version, and I guess this is the one that they made for this year, this season, make it a little bit smaller. And before I go into this, I do feel like AER has a very good reputation about cost, durability, looks, and quality. It is really well balanced out. The build quality is amazing. The looks are very approachable. I see this as a brand that looks cool, yet gives you a look that everyone can appreciate. It's not out of the ordinary, and but still cool, and you can, in my humble opinion, wear it very good in the office. And dare I say, some of the bags, not all of them, some of the bags would fit business attire, but also would really look good in the gym. And so it's very versatile. But dare I say, and I do know I might get a little bit flack for that, I feel like they can be a little bit vanilla looking. Because yes, you need to appeal to a very broad audience, and you want to kind of tick a lot of boxes with some people and make them as suitable for many people. And therefore, I feel like vanilla. It's vanilla looking. Don't get me wrong, it's still cool looking. I do love the look of AER. But sometimes sometimes you want maybe something a little bit more unique looking. And again, these are a little bit vanilla sometimes to me. But the build quality, and I can already see this right away, it looks extremely well made. Great quality choices of materials. I know many of you don't really like X-Pac. I love X-Pac. I like it a lot, but I like X-Pac even more when they have color. I kind of got bored of black bags, and I mean that is also adding to what I was saying in terms of AER bags looking a little bit vanilla. Many bags, they're just black, and I kind of get bored a little bit. Not going to look at the tag here because, again, want to give you an impression as if I would be walking into a brick and mortar store and seeing it for the very first time. You have a sternum strap with a fitlock, very beefy and wide shoulder straps. For those of you who are new to this channel, I always say that shoulder straps have a little bit of a balance when it comes down to thickness and width, and in combination with the weight of the bag. With 20 liters, it can get heavy, but it's more likely it's not that heavy. That is why I'm not 100% convinced that you need these kinds of shoulder strap. Again, balance of width and bulkiness of the padding. The wider a shoulder strap is, and this is actually fairly wide, the more surface area it has on your shoulders to distribute the weight onto your shoulders. For example, the opposite would be a very narrow shoulder strap that if the bag is very heavy loaded, it will dig into your shoulders and therefore get uncomfortable. So if you have a wide strap, in my humble opinion, you don't really need that much padding. This is not that much padding. but it feels a little bit bulky. And the reason being why I personally rather prefer wider straps and therefore reducing the bulkiness of the padding is that if you're traveling with this and you kind of want to slide it underneath an airplane seat, it will be a little bit easier to slide that underneath from my personal experience. So yeah, I feel like with 20 liters capacity and these straps being this wide, I feel like you wouldn't have needed, or you could have reduced the padding slightly, just slightly. This is a very minor thing. But then you have a very padded back panel. So this, from my experience with airbags in general, and also kind of seeing the shoulder straps, also the shape, I feel like this could be extremely comfortable to carry around. But again, with 20 liters, do you need it? Not sure. Now, you have on the outside a very cool side handle. I love side handles. Honestly, I need side handles. I'm a very short person. I like to carry a bag with the side handles because then I can make sure that the bottom doesn't kind of slide on the ground. You have a good top handle. So these are very comfortable and beefy. You have a D-ring here, which I think is a good place because on this side you also have a water bottle slot here. I do like when I put my water bottle inside here, and maybe I ride with a motorcycle, I like to secure it with the carabiner, and having a D-ring here in place kind of gives me the opportunity to secure the water bottle here. Then on the other side you have a quick access compartment with a very soft inner lining. This could be great for either your keys, but also maybe for your phone. So this is a good kind of place. I do love the orange inner lining, by the way. These are all YKK AquaGuard zippers, as far as I can tell, with Hyperlon zipper pull. What a rookie mistake. This camera, the top-down camera, stopped like 20 minutes ago. I don't know how much, 10 minutes ago. And I was just rambling along with this first impression of this bag without noticing that this one wasn't recording. So I have to re-record a couple of things that I've been just talking about. So yeah, so stupid. I talked for minutes about this bag and I already wanted to go into the next bag when I realized, hold on, that camera isn't recording anymore. So I'm going to go over my first impression the second time because I did my first impression, but I didn't record it. So please excuse, I'm going over this now for the second time, my first impression. So this will be probably a little bit quicker. So before it stopped, I was here at the quick access slot here on the side. Let's go over to the quick access here on the top. This is a really good temporary space where I can I need to check. Did I go over this already? Anyways, this is a quick access slot that I use temporarily when I'm going through the TSA check. Sorry for this short interruption, but I'm so annoyed that this camera stopped recording. So when I'm at the TSA check, I don't like to put my phone wallet keys into those plastic bins. I always utilize these slots for temporary storage to quickly store my wallet and phone so that it isn't as easy to get to or as obvious to get to when they are in the plastic bin. Always stuff all that stuff in here. And yeah, that's the quick access storage there. Then we have another slot for things that you want to grab quickly here. I do love the orange inner lining. It goes to the bottom, really cool. Maybe if you have a thin jacket or whatever, or a notebook that you want to store here, so to write stuff in, not your laptop. Then we have this brain compartment here at the top, which is really cool. It goes only here, also helping for all of the items that you want to store for quick access to kind of utilize the whole vertical space. So imagine you only have this compartment here, or a top compartment, this would go to bottom. Every small item that you want to access quickly would just slide to the bottom. So having this separation in a vertical space is really good. You have a couple of slots for cards, keys, small items. I don't really know what this little slot here is. Based on the size, it could be for, it has basically the shape of a big lighter, but maybe it's for a tracker. But I would say I really don't like that. If this is the slot for a tracker, for an AirTag or for a Samsung Smart Tag, I don't like them to be as obvious. I would rather have that pocket hidden somewhere else. But I don't know if that is the pocket for a tracker. It could fit a tracker, but if it is, terrible place in my humble opinion. Because if someone steals this bag and looks at the very first pocket, it is very noticeable, this kind of slot. So I rather have that hidden. Then the pocket here with a zipper, really cool. Let's go to the main compartment again. Sorry if I'm rushing through this, because I just did all of this previously. So you have the main compartment that is clamshell opening. Beautiful. Beautiful orange inner lining. I do love the combination of this black X-Pac with the orange inner lining. I would love if this would be a different color of X-Pac, but I can appreciate this color combination. Huge space, 20 liters in capacity, a little bit of elastic slot here, then 2 slots here on the lid. Great for small items that you don't want to rummage around in the main compartment. Good layout, nothing to write home about. Really, really solid feature layout. Then we have the laptop compartment here. And this has been something that I have been criticizing a couple of brands in my videos lately. It is 2026. All laptop slots, in my humble opinion, especially considering laptop prices and stuff like that, has been getting more expensive, and economy isn't great. We have to take care of what we buy, what is expensive. Our investment needs to be protected. And having a laptop compartment that's not suspended, and I know some of you will comment, oh, I don't have a suspended laptop compartment, I never had an issue. That's good for you, but I would argue it's better, because sometimes we're careless. Sometimes we rush into the office or rush into subway and need to get a ticket from that little ticket counter, and then we drop our bag to the ground a little bit too carelessly. And the risk of the laptop bumping on the concrete floor, for me, it's not worth it. I'd rather have a suspended laptop compartment. And I can honestly say AER did think of it. It is very well padded, soft in the lining, and it is suspended. I love that. Good on you, AER, for doing so. You have another slot here, maybe for a tablet, not sure. But other than that, nothing else in this laptop slot. And final verdict, initial verdict of this is great. This is a good bag. I like to recommend AER bags to many people if they're looking for a bag, if they're not enthusiasts and they say like, oh, I don't want to spend too much. I want to have a good bang for my buck, good build quality, good looks. I don't want something too fancy. AER is the way to go for me to recommend to them, and this is the same way. But as I said, it's a little bit vanilla looking. If you fancy a little bit something that is a little bit more unique. For example, I love black amber bags, but I can acknowledge some people don't like that. I do like bags that are colorful, have more colors. I know some people really don't like that. For example, the Huru backpack that was bright orange, love that. But I know some people don't like that. This is a very easy recommendation, yet a little bit vanilla. I do like it though, build quality good. Can recommend. Will I review this? Not 100% sure yet, because I do feel like I've reviewed so many bags from AER, and this is basically very similar. I wouldn't know if I would add a lot to the reviews that I already have about their bags, because this is fairly similar to what I've already been reviewing. All right, so let's go with another bag. Let's do the travel pack before we next one. Let's switch it up. Backpack, sling bag, backpack, sling bag. So this is the, I forgot the name. This is the Day Sling for a 2.5 liter sling bag. So this would be my choice in terms of sizing for an everyday carry sling bag. I always carry a sling bag to have wallet, keys, my phone. I use a Samsung Fold 5, a very chunky phone. And if you are familiar with my second channel at -2 TWO, I talk a lot about utilizing dedicated pieces of equipment to kind of help your mental health. I'm not going to go into that too much, but with that in mind, I carry sometimes a gaming device like this Anbernic RG35XX Plus to kind of reset my mind. And I carry that on a daily basis, so a 2.5 liter sling bag is perfect for me. And I can totally see that this will be something that I'm really looking forward to test for my everyday carry. So we have a front pocket here with a very unique layout of the pockets. So why would I say this is unique? So usually you have a pocket and then a middle divider that goes maybe in a 90-degree angle, but this is kind of Z-shaped. So this is a diagonal elastic wall between two pockets left and right. Hope you can see this, making two fairly wide pockets. And yeah, I do like this kind of separation to organize small items. This is actually really cool. You have a key leash, which personally I never utilize. Again, just like on the backpack, YKK Aquaguard zippers with Hyperlon zipper pulls, lashing points left and right, good for carabiners. I have a dog, as you maybe see here in the background. I like to kind of hook his toys or his treat bag onto these lashing points. For that, those are really good. We have a strap that has no strap ends, which I do like when they do it this way. With a regular, I guess this is Duraflex. Is this Duraflex? Not sure. UTX Flex. Is it Duraflex? Not sure. But this buckle, I do like these buckles more than fitlocks because these will make sure that everything is secure. Then we have a pocket here in the back. I kind of miss that this Cordura version doesn't have the orange inner lining, but this silver, or not silver, this grayish lining. I like to utilize these back pockets either when you're traveling for a passport to keep them secure, but most of the time I like to store fresh doggy bags when I'm walking my dog, have them there a little bit out of the way, but still easy accessible. Then the main compartment, huge. Oh, I obviously also, for vlogging, I always carry the DJI Pocket 3, which is currently filming me, also inside. For that, 2.5 liter is perfect. And here's plenty of space to carry my phone, maybe here in this back pocket, which I assume is also a great place for an iPad mini, for example. Then we have two slots here. Again, this big space that would be great for the DJI Pocket 3, for example, and my Anbernic. And then we have a small slot with mesh on top here with the zipper, which I do like that it stops about here. So anything that's inside here, basically, if I have the DJI Pocket on the bottom, lays on top of that and makes sure, I always repeat myself in terms of utilizing the whole vertical space for the bag. So making sure that items, small items like chapstick, for example, or your keys in this pocket here, making sure that they stay about in the middle and not all bulk up at the bottom, making this a little bit of a weird shape. And I'm sorry if I repeat myself, but maybe you utilize the chapter markers. You didn't hear me in the last section. This is a very vanilla looking bag. It's, again, nothing special, but it still looks cool. I feel like it is a 50-50. Some people would consider, when you say something is vanilla looking, consider that a negative. Other people would say it's a positive. So I'm in the middle. It's nothing bad. It's just, it is a very, it's the AER design language. I can pick them out really easily, but also if you put 20 black bags into a pile, I also would have a little bit of a hard time without really looking, okay, is that AER from afar? So I'm 10 meters away from that pile. Which one is the AER? That would be difficult for me, and that's what I mean with vanilla looking. But with all of the AER bags, as I just mentioned previously, it's so easy. It's such an easy recommendation. I have so many friends who are not bag enthusiasts, and when they ask me about the bag, most of the time, I would say 9 out of 10 times, I will say AER. AER is probably the way to go for you. That is a very easy recommendation. Good quality, good choice of material, cool looking, yet not bland looking. And that's what I mean with, it looks vanilla, but vanilla isn't necessarily negative. It's just, it's not that outrageous or that out there, not that unique, but it's still cool. And you can basically use this with anything that you're wearing, with any occasion. That's why, for me personally, AER is the easiest recommendation when it comes down to bags. And this one as well. I'm looking forward to test this for my everyday carry. All right, now getting to the bag that I was actually looking forward to. This is the travel pack for Ultra 28. Just like X-Pac, I do know that some of you don't like Ultra fabric. I like it. And this is where I would not say this is vanilla looking, because the Ultra fabric to me has this very unique looking properties to it. It looks a little bit crinkly. It looks almost like a rock, like this rock structure here, this grayish. It is loud in a way, noisy, crinkly. I do like it. And again, I acknowledge that some of you don't like it, but for me, it's a really cool fabric. It's lightweight comparatively. It's very durable, and it gives this bag a more unique look. And again, this is what I was saying with vanilla looking. If you compare these are basically two black bags. This is X-Pac, pretty well known, but this Ultra fabric is something new to the table, and I do like this quite a lot, especially in combination with this elastic water bottle slots here on the sides, which honestly are also something I personally utilize for quick storage. For example, if you're traveling, this would be great to quickly store some snacks. When you're riding a motorcycle, to quickly store your motorcycle gloves, really like this. And this gives this bag a different look. The combination of this elastic, lightweight, soft water bottle slots in combination with this Ultra fabric, that I personally like a lot. Before going further, these are the shoulder straps, as mentioned in the other backpack section. I said there needs to be a combination or a balance point between width and bulkiness and the weight of the bag. Because this is a travel backpack, what was the size? 28 liters, and it is a carry-on friendly travel bag, one bag travel. I do think this is the perfect shoulder strap. It is wide, making sure that the weight distributes onto your shoulders properly without digging in. Then it is padded, yet not too padded. It has the perfect amount of padding for this size of bag and the use case of this bag, without being too bulky and therefore getting in your way when you store it underneath an airplane seat or in the overhead compartment. I cannot repeat myself multiple times now. I'm a short person. So when I put this into an overhead compartment and you have something kind of, maybe there's another bag with rollers on there. If the shoulder strap is too bulky, I sometimes, because they're so bulky, they kind of, protrude away from the shoulder panel. I'm not sure if I explained it correctly, but it is much easier to get tangled onto something. So having a good balance between padding and width is extremely important. We have load lifters, sternum strap. Not too much of a fan of these elastic strap-in organizers. I would wish that, I mean, it's better than nothing, but I kind of wish that AER had a better way to include strap-in organizers, in my humble opinion, because these always kind of slide up and then you basically don't need them because it's kind of up here. Yeah, it's not that great. I kind of would have loved better shoulder strap-in organizers. You have a luggage pass-through, which has a Velcro piece to make sure if you don't need it to stay in place. I think that's pretty genius. I didn't see that anyone doing before. So this is really cool to just make sure that this is not unnecessarily dangling around. This is a cool idea, really good. Then very well padded and rounded side handle, top handle, and another side handle here. These bottle compartments, really good. This kind of remind me of the Evergoods Civic half zip. They had also, if I'm not mistaken, they also had these water bottle pockets with this soft fabric. I do like that a lot because it gives you a little bit more flexibility when kind of storing bigger items, a bottle, or maybe a little bit of a food container if you can fit it in there. You have a D-ring here. Again, as I mentioned previously, I like to secure my water bottle with a carabiner if I'm riding a motorcycle, just to make sure that this doesn't jump out. We have, let me just double check. Okay, we have the quick access compartment here on the top. Love this green. This is what they do with the Ultra edition. So I feel like X-Pac, orange in the lining, Ultra, this lime green, it looks great. I love it. Again, as a reminder, this pocket for me is a temporary storage if you're going through a security check, putting your valuables like phone, wallet, keys in here whilst you going through the scanner. Then the laptop slot that you can actually, these zippers, because this is a travel companion, you can actually use a lock to lock these. The laptop slot doesn't have a lime inner lining. Why, AER? This is, okay, I'm looking forward to see what the main compartment is, but just from a design perspective, I would have preferred if this would have the same green lime inner lining like the other pockets. Not a big deal, but just from a design perspective, I would have appreciated the same color. So this slot, just like in the other one, suspended. Good on you, AER. Love that. Again, 2026, all of the brands, suspended laptop compartments are a must. So laptop slot here, then same pockets here. See, in a lime green. Why doesn't it have the laptop slot a lime green in the lining? Doesn't make sense to me. So yeah, this pocket here, then the top brain pocket up here. Gray. Why? AER. Why? I don't understand. This doesn't make sense to me. I mean, it's not a big deal. I know that. But as I said, I like to nitpick. And from, I don't know, from a design perspective, personally, I would have rather seen lime green in here. Anyways, yeah, but same compartment layout like in the tech pack. So these two slots here, this weird slot here, one additional pocket here, and the zipper. And lime green. I'm confused. Why would you do that? Why not stick? Or, okay, maybe they made this gray so that they had the opportunity to kind of put that lime green in there and have a distinction. Not sure. If it would have been me, I would have made that all lime green and then maybe played with the colors of the zippers. I don't know, but I'm a little bit weirded out by that. All right. Let me know. Would you have made that lime green as well? Or do you think gray is the better choice and just only a couple of compartments? So drum roll, please. Is the main compartment lime green? It's not. Why? Why? I don't understand. I really don't. I'm so confused. I would have loved if this would all be lime green. But hey. Alright, so main compartment, clamshell opening, 2 slots in the lid and this. And this maybe kind of underlines what I've been saying about the tech pack. In terms of if I wanted to review this tech pack, I do feel like, as you can clearly see, these bags are fairly similar to each other. And because I already reviewed past iterations of these bags, and these bags, especially the tech pack, is only a different size, but yet all of the features, pocket layouts are very close to each other. I'm not sure if I actually will do a review about all of these bags. I probably will review this one, but not sure if I would review all of them because they're so close to each other, and I wouldn't know if those reviews actually would give new information, or if you could just watch my previous version of the bag or that video, or of even a different one that is fairly close, and then gather your information about that. So let me know in the comment section below. Would you like to see reviews about, for example, the tech pack 20 liters, although maybe I already reviewed a different tech pack and it's very similar? Would you want to see a review? Even if I would repeat basically 90% of the things? Let me know in the comment section below. And oh no, my leg fell asleep. Fell asleep. Oh no. All right. So this was the Travel Pack Ultra. I do think that I will review this one, but again, with the tech pack, not sure yet. Oh, there, my leg fell asleep. Oh, I'm getting old. All right, so last bag in this first impression, this is the Sling Max. And I really feel like this is one of the bags that you would probably use in this, as I said, 1.5 travel configuration. So I do see that someone would use the travel pack and this sling bag as a personal item and have this 1.5 liter combination for one bag traveling, 1.5 traveling. So, all right. And this, again, kind of underlines what I was saying. This is pretty much the same like this. I mean, you could argue this is for many brands, so this is not specifically to AER, but I feel like, okay, these are so similar. Would you actually want me to do a review about this if it just is a different size? But basically everything else, the build quality, the overall pocket layout, I assume, is the same. I mean, this is much bigger. Let me just double check. What's 6 liters? This looks actually bigger than 6 liters. I would have thought about 10 liters, but anyways, you have a top handle here. Basically the same shoulder strap layout, a small little pocket here in the back. That would be, if you use this for traveling, is for all of your valuables like passport and wallet. So for passport and wallet, because they are so close to your body, so you could make sure that not a pickpocket will get to those valuables. Then you have this front pocket, just like on the smaller one, also with this kind of Z-shaped or diagonal wall divider. Although in this one, excuse me, in this one, I honestly, because this is such a big pocket, I would have preferred a couple of more small little dividers just to make sure small items just don't kind of fly about, because these pockets essentially, hope you can see this, are fairly big. So if you throw in smaller items, they will just rumble around. But this would be also a good place, maybe for a camera here and the gaming device in there. So yeah, you have a little bit more options, but a couple of dividers would have been great. Then the main storage, again, this is basically the same layout like in the 2.5 liter, but bigger. And in addition to pockets, for example, this pocket is much bigger than on the other one, still for small items like chapstick, and then you have a couple of slotted items here. You have additional pockets. For example, here you could put an iPad, but then you have another pocket here, maybe for a Kindle or whatever. And plenty of space to carry all of your items. Again, this is basically the bigger version of this one. I usually would not carry these on a daily basis, but I can totally see this as a travel companion or a work backpack or work sling bag if you don't need to carry a laptop. So yeah, not my type of bag. I definitely don't see myself using this 6-liter version, but I can see many people actually gravitating to this style of bag, especially when it comes down to personal item on a flight. Yeah, so that was the first impression of all of these 4 bags. Again, I'm not 100% sure if I will be testing all of these. The travel bag, definitely. Tech pack, I don't know. I've reviewed a couple of these bags from AER that basically have a similar styling. Like them a lot. Maybe if you're interested in this bag, check out that review. This one I will definitely use for my everyday carry next month, probably. And this is a type of bag that is good, but not necessarily something that I personally utilize. And just like I said many times in this video, the build quality, the choice of materials, the look, amazing. You cannot, in my humble opinion, go wrong with any of these bags from AER. But again, while it is a very easy recommendation for many of you, it's also one of the most vanilla looking ones. Again, it's not a negative, it's just, yeah, in terms of looks. So what are your thoughts about AER? And do you think I'm a little bit harsh calling these vanilla? Again, easy recommendation for many of you who ask me about bags. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about these bags. And more importantly, if you consider getting any of these items, they are linked below. Those are affiliate links. With those, you won't pay more, but you will support this channel with a small kickback of that sale. And if you get any of these items via those links, thank you very much. All right, if you want to see a bag from AER that I reviewed in the past, check it up here. YouTube thinks that you like the video down here. And don't forget to subscribe by clicking the button up here. And if you watch to the end, maybe put a cloud for AER emoji in the description below, because watching to the end helps a lot in the algorithm. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.